So the chances are pretty high that if you are watching this video today, that you are pretty much tired of negative thinking and you want to learn how to cultivate positive thoughts, how to create a more positive mindset for yourself. And positive thinking is something that is so central to the entire self-improvement community. It definitely feels like everyone involved in the self-improvement community, to one extent or another, believes in the concept of positive thinking. Even me, who has in the past kind of railed against positive thinking a little bit, even I cannot deny the benefits of having a positive mental attitude, PMA if you will. And whilst I do genuinely believe that there are some definite downsides and disadvantages of positive thinking, which maybe we'll get to towards the end of this video, or maybe it'll just be in another video at another time. Regardless of that, positive thinking or cultivating positive thoughts in your mind is a worthwhile pursuit. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video today: how to cultivate positive thoughts, how to create a positive mindset for yourself. Of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome to Freedom Through Confidence. My name is Ben, and this channel is all about providing confidence and life advice for the average Joe. So the question is, how do you cultivate positive thoughts? Well, there's a couple of things that you need to know. Firstly, that positive thinking is a choice that you have to make about how you are going to perceive something and what you believe about it. And secondly, that it's not enough to just think positively about something. It's not enough to just put a positive swing on a negative situation, event, or happening, because a positive thought can very easily be washed away in a sea of negative automatic thoughts. So how do we actually cultivate a positive mindset? Well, you actually have to create positive beliefs for yourselves. Beliefs are always far more powerful than individual thoughts. Beliefs are your more habitual ways of thinking. They are a lot more values based, and a lot of the times our beliefs are something that we actively choose and have a strong foundation of evidence for. It's a lot harder for someone or something to displace someone's belief than it is to make them think something else, even if it's for a second. It's incredibly difficult to change someone's beliefs. So the question then becomes, how do we create positive beliefs? Well, you have to think about creating any kind of belief as pretty much the same as trying to build a house. First of all, you have to create a blueprint. You have to have a plan. You have to, in this case, know what kind of positive belief you want to create for yourself. And then once you have that blueprint, once you have that plan, that idea, then you create the foundation, and you create the support columns, things like that, the things that are going to hold the house up. And in this case, this involves finding evidence that backs up your new belief about yourself, or the new belief that you want to create in yourself. And then finally, you have to fill in the gaps. You actually have to build up the house and put a roof on, and windows and bricks in, and furniture and walls and all that kind of stuff. And that part is about actually creating the skill around that belief. So let's talk about an example. So initially, I would have a lot of negative thoughts that no one liked me. And so what I did is I created a new belief for myself. I thought to myself that the belief that I want to have is that generally people like me. Not everyone likes me, because that would be impossible, but generally speaking, people like me. So that was my base level belief that I wanted to build. I then had to go out and find evidence of that. And what that meant was that I had to go out and try and make friends and go out and interact with people and talk to them and actually have conversations with them and connect with them, and to try and figure out whether or not people did like me or didn't. And as it turned out, the more I spoke to people authentically and connected with them, and the more I made an effort to be a good person, generally speaking, and to be polite and to be fun to be around, the more people tended to like me. So I was able to build up a lot of support for the belief that, generally speaking, people like me. And then in order to really firm up that belief, I went out and I practiced the things that would help me to continue to support that belief over time. So I worked on my conversational skills, I worked on my social confidence, I worked on getting over much of the fear of being rejected. I got over a lot of my social anxiety, and I was able to eliminate a lot of my general anxiety as well. I went out purposefully to build up my skill around connecting with people and conversing with them and forming bonds and emotional connections with people. And now that is just a belief that I generally hold. Do I think that everyone likes me? No, that would be incredibly narcissistic and egotistical of me. But generally speaking, I get along with most people, and a lot of people like me. Some people, of course, dislike me, and some people don't feel either way. And I tend to group the people who don't either like me or dislike me in the same camp of people who like me, because at least they don't not like me. So that is a belief that I now firmly hold within myself, that generally speaking, people like me. And that is how I've built up my beliefs around pretty much anything else that I believe. I go out and I have an idea of what I want to start to believe. I find evidence for it. Now, if I find evidence that my belief is not true, like if I went out and found out that generally speaking people don't like me, then I would have gone and figured out what I need to do to become more likable as a person. So even if you go out to go and create a new positive belief for yourself and you find out it's not true, you can still create that positive belief by figuring out how to make it true. Like if you have the positive belief that you're a good basketball player and then you go out and play basketball and find out that you're actually trash, like that's not the end of it. Then you go out and you practice basketball. You go and join like a beginner's club and you go and play like 2 or 3 times a week and you practice in your back garden. And like all this kinds of stuff will build up the skills so that eventually you will be able to make that belief true. Just because it's not true now doesn't mean it won't be true later. And as I said, once you have a belief that you firmly believe, that there is very, very little that can be done to shake that. And that's why if you want to cultivate positive thoughts and positive emotions, the best thing that you could do is go out and work on creating positive beliefs for yourself. So to recap exactly how you can create positive beliefs, first decide on what you want to believe. That's your blueprint. Then go out and find evidence for whether or not that's true or not. That is your foundation and your support columns. If it's not true, then you have to go to work on figuring out how to make it true. Whether that is learning a new skill or learning how to relate better with people or whatever it is. And then you need to continuously work on that belief. You need to fill in any gaps that you might have. Again, this might also involve working on a specific skill or working on a specific area in your life. The more you work with that belief, the more you practice it and make it a part of you, the stronger it becomes and the harder it will be for that positive belief to be knocked. If you have one positive belief, maybe your life won't change all that much, but when you create more and more and more positive beliefs, that is how you cultivate positive thoughts and positive emotions in your life. Will you be positive and happy all the time? No, but you might be positive and happy more than half the time. And to me, that's pretty good. Anything over 50% positive is probably going to be pretty good. So that's all I've got to say on the subject of how to cultivate positive emotions for yourself. If you found this video useful, make sure to leave a like and let me know what your thoughts and questions are in the comment section down below, and I will respond to every single comment that I get on the video. Of course, if you are new to Freedom Through Confidence, make sure that you are subscribed for more content like this on a regular basis. But otherwise, thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I wish you the very best of luck on your journey towards self-confidence.